Hello and welcome again to Conscious TV. My name is Iain McNay and my guest today in the studio is Mantak Chia. Hi Mantak.
Hi.
And Mantak has written many books. I'm told he's written over 40 books. I've just got a few here to give you a taste. Taoist way to transform stress into vitality. The multi-orgasmic man. Qi Nai Chung, which is Chinese, which is Qi massage for the vital organs. Iron shirt Qi Kung, and the inner structure of Tai Chi. And that's just 5 of about 40 books, but it gives you an idea. And Mantak has created a school called the University Healing Tao, which is his main teaching. And he lives in Bangkok and he's over to visit us in London. So I'd like to start at the beginning when you were 6 years old, and I was reading that you started to meditate with monks. You sat and meditated with monks at 6 years old.
Yes. I mean, Thailand, there's so many monks and temples. And where my house is surrounding by 3 or 4 temples around there. So, and it's a temple, also a playground for us. So we go there, and when I see a lot of monks sit and meditate, and I'm very interested that, there's something there. So I like to sit and eventually learn something from the monk, that simple breathing and how to quiet the mind down. And that's how I start that way. I mean, you see them every day, so you learn something from them.
But was that normal for a kid at 6 years old to be drawn to that?
I think that time I interested in it, and it quite, you're curious what they're doing there, you know. And so usually, that the monk also think that usually the children, they like to running around. But I say I'm interested in sitting and meditate, and they're interested in that way, teaching me.
And what did you feel when you sat with them? What do you remember your first experiences were?
I feel that sit and meditate, and actually, whenever I sit, children, children, they can see things, and if see color, see things, very simple, when they quiet their mind and they sit down. So I sit down, I see something, I feel something. That's how I get me interested in this kind of practice.
And were you aware at that stage you were feeling energy?
No.
No.
That feeling, you see mostly like some color, some vision, something like you see. Like some children, they just see them also.
And then when you were at grammar school, you were learning Thai boxing.
Yes.
Which sounds very different from sitting quietly to meditate. It's quite active, isn't it?
Yes.
Quite aggressive in a way.
I mean, when you're young, you also want some more active thing to learn. And yeah.
And you enjoyed that?
No, and later on, I learned more in Tai Chi, more internal work, more meditation. Like Tai Chi, we call moving meditation. And also because when I learned also you have the martial art aspect of Tai Chi, that is also more soft style, more internal style of practice. Yeah.
So something was drawing you to explore these different traditions, different techniques, if you like. Were you aware at that point you were being taken on a journey?
Yes. When I'm young, I'm very interested in all this kind of thing because it's a culture in Asia, and wherever you go, you see the people doing Tai Chi, doing Qigong, meditation. This is a culture around there like that. So when you see them, you like to, they're interesting, that what they're doing. And that when they move Tai Chi, they move very slow. Why they move very slow, you know? And why so it's very interesting in explore what they're doing. And that's, so I learn more and learn more, and eventually I get to what I want to learn.
So it was like a journey from the meditation very young, and then the boxing, and then the Aikido and Tai Chi and Qigong. So when you got to what you want to learn. What was what you wanted to learn?
When I study in Hong Kong, I mean, there are many novels about talking about the Tao master, and they're living in a mountain, and they know how to transmit power and energy and all these things, you know. So I said, very interesting in that. And chi, you know, the feeling chi. And I think that is maybe just in the book, in the novel only. And one day we're sitting there and eating, and a few of them, that means few people that all my friend come from Thailand, and we're sitting there. And we talk about chi, and we say, we don't believe that. And the people on the next table, one man, later on we call him the senior classmate. So he come over, he said, you want to feel chi? I can bring you to my master, and he can show you the chi. I said, oh, interesting. So we make appointment about tomorrow, 10 o'clock. So I'm there. But all my friends nobody come.
You were the only one.
The only one there. Yeah. So after that, we wait until 11 o'clock. Nobody show. So finally I go to see him with the master. So the master looked at me. What happened to your friends? And they said, I don't know. We make appointment to come here, and they're not here. So they said, you interesting to feel chi? I said, yes. So he said, okay, I teach you very simple meditate. You sit and meditate, and he put a finger on my navel.
Put it here?
Yeah, okay. Put right into the navel, and they said, you focus on here.
Right.
If you feel anything, you come back to tell me. That's all.
Right.
So I said, oh, interesting. So I go home. So I sit down and meditate. And after that, I feel warm in my navel. And it's so warm, so warm, so warm, so warm. And it started to move.
And did you have your finger here while you meditated?
Yeah, he told me that you touch first. So because he said this one is the energy center.
Yes.
So if you start with that, and you can have a lot of chi. So when I touch and focus, but for my mind, it focused on that, and the energy will get warm, 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 and it started to move in the orbit. And after I feel it go up to the crown and coming back down, and my tongue, because the tongue is like circuit. So when they put the tongue up, the tongue vibration, like you take a battery and you test your tongue and vibrating. I said, very interesting. So it come right down to me and down, and it move again. Okay. So whenever I focus it and keep on moving. I said, this is very interesting. And so the next day, I go to tell him that I feel the chi, I feel energy moving.
Yeah.
He said, oh, that's very good. You are very quick. You know. So he started to teach me more meditation, because so I'm lucky that I learned from him. We call the inner alchemy practice. That is called the Tao practice, inner alchemy. And so the inner alchemy is the transforming the material into immaterial. So that's why the Tao is very concerned that we have a physical. So for example, we said the heart or the liver is material. But out of that, they're producing something. For example, we said, if you smile or you go deeper into your heart, there's a physical, you can picture them, you know the location. When you meditate in touch, you started to feel love coming out. So that is one energy.
Okay.
And you have hatred come out. There is another negative energy. So, but in the Taoist, we always talk about yin, yang. Negative, positive, but they are empower each other.
It's one part of the same cycle.
One part of the same cycle.
Yeah.
So when I learned this one, but I also grew up in a Christian family.
Yes.
But my learn is devil. So the negative is devil.
Yes.
The positive is God. But in the Tao sense, no, negative and positive, they empower each other. They don't fight. So the yin push the yang push the yin, and that's it.
So when you first heard this about the devil and God being part of the same circle,
yes.
What was your response to that?
I mean, when I'm been a Christian since I born, because my family is Christian, so I grew up in the church. Actually, I born in the Second World War when they bombed Thailand, Bangkok. American bombed Bangkok. So, and we know that the American will not bomb the church. So, my mother is a missionary. So we go into the church, and I born there in the church. So they don't bomb in the church. Yeah. So that's why. So I learned from devil and God. So when we have devil and God, you have to have war and fighting.
That's right.
But when you have yin yang, and actually the West discovered the same thing, pH balance. Right. When the pH balance means acid, alkali equal, and you have balance.
Yeah, because too much acid,
not good.
Too much alcohol is not good. They're in balance.
In the balance.
So I'm just very interested in when you first met the master, this was Master
Iain. Meaning one cloud. Iain.
White cloud.
White cloud. One cloud.
One cloud. Okay. Yeah. So when you first met him, he obviously impressed. First of all, you turned up. The other guys didn't, and then you did your chi practice.
Yes.
And you could tangibly feel it. And then at that point, did he decide to work with you?
Yes. He said, "You're very quick. I think we have a good karma together." And that is and he feel that I'm very interesting and I like this kind of practice. And he think that that time I quite young, about 14, 15 years old. And he said, "You are interesting." And because I already have many other practice also, so it's interesting. It come to a point that, hey, I need more internal work.
Okay.
And
I also want to talk briefly about him, because I heard, I watched a DVD where you talked briefly about him.
Yeah. And
it seems that he went on remarkable journeys to find the information from his masters.
Yes.
And from what I remember, he would have to walk for several days in the mountains with no food and no tent. And then the masters somehow took that as a kind of commitment from him, and they would start to teach him.
Yeah, he spent 30 years touring around all the temple in the Taoist.
This is in China.
Yeah, in China.
Yeah.
So he think that he cannot learn from them, because there's very ritual, very initiation thing, and very little practice. So he go temple by temple by temple, and he said, not much practice that I need. So later on, when he studied with one master, and he told him that if you really want to learn some real practice, you have to go to the mountain to look for those masters. So he decided to just go. But that time we said, he don't know anything, so he go with a big backpack, with everything, on the back, with the food, with everything, and go to the mountain. So you walk for a while, you are so heavy, and you walk for a while, you have to eat all the food. By the time you go into very deep mountain, you have no more food.
Yeah.
So you have to get out. And he to carry again. So finally, one day he go into the mountain, and he met an old man. And he talked to him that I want to see Tao Master. He said, yes, you can see them, but you're not going to be like this with all big backpack. You have to be nothing. I said, how can I survive? He said, so he teach him that, hey, you have to learn how to eat, dig the root, drink the drill, that's it. And you cannot keep on carrying the backpack like this. So he said, oh, that's why I cannot go deep in the mountain, because you have to keep on carrying this thing. So he started to learn how to dig the root of the herb and the food, and find the food wherever, and drink the water. That's it. So he don't carry anymore anything.
But did he know where the masters were?
So he started to ask, and finally he go to a mountain by mountain now. He can go deeper, deeper, deeper without carrying the food. So he can go. So finally he met quite a few masters, and a lot of them our body.
They're out of the body?
Yeah, they just sit there in our body.
So they physically have a body?
Have a body, and they're our body.
Okay.
So he go to one cave, another cave, another cave, and finally he go to the cave, or he learns from the other people. He said, when you go there, you have to massage the body, clean out the body. Okay, if the master come back, they were happy with that. So he go there and massage them. And after that, happened to my grandmaster come back. And he opened the eyes and said, you're doing a good job on me. He cleaned out because dust and everything, you know. Yeah. So he said, you do a good job on me. So what do you want? He said, I want to learn what you are doing. So he said, okay, maybe this is my last chance to come back here. And that's it. So he started to do and teaching. So teaching him. So he learned a lot of practice and integrate a lot of what he know. So up to be, we call a 9 level of internal alchemy. It's a 9 level, okay? And that's how, and he do meditate, and he get to a level of breatharian for a while, long while, you know.
So that means he can live a long time without eating?
Without eating, yeah.
Or drinking, in fact?
Yes. I mean, they usually will drink the sap of the pine tree. So morning, you need something that you need. And because when you go to a highly meditation and you have a lot of chi, you started to change the body. The energy that you need, and it started to change the body that you don't need to be a lot of food to maintain it, because in the jungle you cannot do that. In a cave you don't know.
And then your master, the White Cloud master, he then started to teach you what he'd learned from his masters.
Yes, when I later on, because the Second World War, and the Japanese took over the Manchuria, because where he stayed is the White Mountain, close to Manchuria and Tibet area.
Yes.
Okay, so that place is like close to the Himalaya there, because he need a place that outside cold, and you go down to the mountain, it's warm enough, and you can put the body so you're not declare. Let me very cold outside, but you go down, it's warm, and warm enough that you keep like a refrigerator, but it's constant weather, and you can put the body and it not declare. So that's why they always find that place is the best place to do that. But when the Japanese coming, one day he want to go down to see where the villages below, and he go down, and he go up and stay on a tree. We got at night, so he used to stay up the tree and just stand and meditate on the tree.
He was standing on a tree meditating?
No, yeah, staying.
Staying,
okay.
There.
So when he, in the morning come up, all the Japanese soldiers around there. So with his practice, because they're camping right around the whole tree. And he up there for they're staying there for many days. So he stay up there not eating and no PP also.
Yeah.
Okay. Otherwise, they get killed. So he said, because of the practice he do is just sit there and meditate up there and not move, and that's it. And later on, when the Japanese left, he come down and he cannot go back to the mountain anymore. He took over, so he had to travel with the people that retreat into Hong Kong. So he stayed in Hong Kong, and I met him in Hong Kong when I go to Hong Kong study. Yeah.
It must have been an amazing experience for you, being so young, 14 years old, and you're learning from this incredible master.
Yes. So I think I'm very fortunate. My senior classmate, he have a heart. That mean have a hole.
Hole in the heart.
Hole in the heart.
Yeah.
And so when always fainted. So no matter what he do, that time there's no operation for fixing the heart. So so he took him and teach him until he okay. But the problem that he have is he cannot learn any higher level, and he's so it's pity, you know. So when I studied, he's my senior classmate, but later on my master told me that he had the heart problem. A valve is not closed, so he cannot learn higher level because some of the higher level you need a lot of energy to go in. So that's why I learned the more practice and can be said the whole practice from the master. You know.
So at this point you were absorbing incredible knowledge and experience, and then I think you shortly after that you opened a center in Hong Kong. Is that right?
No, in Thailand, in Bangkok.
In Thailand, Bangkok. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, but my master told me in the last time when I left, he said, now you are master,
right,
and you can decide what you want to do. But I tell you that one day you go and teach the foreigner,
right,
but you have to promise that you teach the Chinese people first before you teach the foreigner.
Okay.
And I said, I said, okay. And I never think I'm going to go abroad. You never think about that, you know. So, I start teaching the Chinese people in Bangkok.
Right.
Yeah. And when the Vietnam War come, and when the American retreat, and my sister is an American citizen, and he said, hey, so in American they always talk, oh, the Vietnam War will take the Thailand. Because the Americans still don't want to fight Vietnam. So he will overtook the Thailand. So he said, you better left. So I said, okay, I left. So I left. I never think that I'm going to America. So I go to America, and that time, I said, okay, I want to teach this. So I start teaching in New York, Chinatown, the Chinese people only for 5 years. Yeah, right in New York, Chinatown.
I remember when I was in New York for a time, you could see, this was a few years ago, you could see the Chinese people in the park, some of them doing Qigong in the morning. So they took that with them, didn't they?
Yeah, they think that if you morning you move, you do some energy, absorb the energy, or we call Qi. Because air, everything inside, we call, in the West we said, we give a name called bioelectromagnetic power. And it's very interesting. Outside now we know that there are electromagnetic power outside. So we call, bioelectromagnetic power and electromagnetic power, they're similar. The difference is bio. That means a living thing know how to use energy.
Okay.
And that's how we call Qi. So we draw in, we breathe in the energy, we're producing Qi. But apparently when we learn how to draw in the energy around us and convert into the bioelectromagnetic power, we have more Qi than just depending on food only.
Okay.
So they call Qigong.
So I have this clear. You know, I have, through knowing a bit about acupuncture, the basics, I have meridians in my body, and they can get blocked, and somebody puts a needle in or does acupuncture, and that helps my flow more.
Yes.
So that's an internal flow, and that in itself, from what I think you're saying, is connected to a larger energy body, which is essentially my energy body.
Yes.
And then that, in turn, is connected to a universal source of energy. Is that how it all fits together?
Right.
So with the Qigong that we see, well, obviously now these days it's in every city, or lots of people practice Qigong both in the East and the West. So then it's a question of somebody is working on the different levels. So they're helping their own energy, clearing the blocks. They're also recognizing their energy field. And are they also then, with Qigong, connecting with the wider energy field?
Bigger.
So all three levels are happening at the same time.
Right. So the whole major thing that in the meditation that we do, we call the energy meditation, or we call needleless meditation. That means you meditate to one level, you feel energy, and you move the energy, and it started to clear the blockages. That's how the Chinese master discover all the channel, by meditating, and they feel the energy run into the different channel.
Okay.
And you can feel, and later on they map out all these acupuncture point and the organ meridian. Like when I meditate on the heart, and when you hold the finger, so you have a lot of holding like mudra, but you're holding on the finger. This is the heart meridian. You hold, and you started to feel energy running into the meridian.
But how do we get blocks in the first place?
The blockages is emotional. That's the number one.
So when you say emotional, it's what we would call a negative emotion, like anger or frustration, stress.
Can be positive emotional also. Can be over. So the whole Tao practice is don't get over. Negative.
Don't
get anything excess or too much.
Not too much of anything. But but with happiness, can you have too much happiness?
Yes.
Really?
You can have, when you have too much happiness, all the energy also overwhelm the heart and everything, and it's too much. So the Tao practice is not too much and not too little. When you're extreme angry, that is not good. So we call sin.
We all know that, I think.
So extreme happiness also causing problem. Like people, I have so much love, everything love, we get crazy. Okay.
So it blows out the circuits.
Blow out everything, yes. So you keep it balanced. Negative and positive have to come into balance.
Right.
But not go excess, not go too much, not go over.
So how do you know, how does somebody know when it's excess? There's certain obvious examples of you get angry, you're frustrated, well, you know, you're in the car. That's obvious.
Yeah.
But is a little bit of anger okay sometimes?
Yes, always. People, we are human. God also get angry. I mean, God angry is terrible. He burn out the whole town. He send fire, burn the whole town, and kill so many people. So God also get angry. Okay, so in the Taoist, very simple. You started to learn to smile to yourself. So you have to classify.
Smile to yourself.
Yeah, you have to classify where the organ come from. And the Taoism, for 1,000 years, they divide each organ have positive and negative energy. So for example, we say the heart, you have love, joy, happiness, that is positive. And you have hatred, impatience, hastiness, that is negative.
That's also in the heart.
In the heart.
Yeah.
So you need to find a balance.
Yeah.
Okay. Hatred, nothing wrong. If you turn inside there, I feel I hate you. Okay. So I try to find a balance of love. So if I find a balance of love, I'm okay.
But when you hate someone, that's not so easy to find a balance of love.
But you have to find, that's why you have to learn how to find a balance.
And how do you do that?
The first thing we call a meditation of separate out a hatred out of the person. Like, okay, liver.
Yeah.
Because it's very
That's
connected.
to do with anger, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Anger, liver store angry.
Yeah.
Anger, jealousy, envy, frustration, stress. Now we know that where this emotion come from, liver.
Okay.
Kindness, generosity come from also stored in the liver. So now when we know it, when we meditate, we smile. So that's why the Tao said you must go into the material first.
How do you smile to the liver?
So the first thing, you have to know the location, okay? And the next thing, you have to know how the liver look like. So that's the two things. That is what all the secret of all the religions. They give you a statue, give you a church, give you a temple, so you can hold that image and hold that thing to be focused on it. So now if we compare like a modern thing, if you know the location, like you have a telephone number, a country code, city code, and you know how to hold the image of the organs, like you get a telephone number. And all you have to do is press the number, and you dial, and you make connection. So the same. So in here in the Tao say, when you smile, you know the location, you hold the picture, you make connect.
So you're doing it in your mind, really. You're doing a visualization in your mind. Yeah.
Actually, we don't want to call visualization. We call actualization. because you have a liver.
Right.
And you know the location. So the whole thing is have to make it actualization,
so
not
you're
visualization.
really connecting with
You're
your
connecting with it. Like
liver.
you get the number and you press the number, you connect, and the guy can be Alaska or Himalaya. You still can make connection with them.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's a connection, it's the real connection. So once you feel it, the next thing you have to understand that liver hold the anger, jealousy, envy, frustration, stress. And the positive side is kindness and generosity. So there's two negative there. So when you're looking inside, you smile, and you're looking inside you, and go deeper, and you feel that, hey, the guy make me angry. How you feel? Or sometimes the guy pop up in front of you, and you feel the angry. So we say a very simple way is you delete them. It's a memory. So if you look at memory and not sin, not something, you can delete. We like computer, and they always have a delete key and copy key. And we have a very powerful copy key, but when we come to delete key, we don't know where to find. So we are looking for it. So we end up with confession, ask God forgiveness, all kind of things going on. But we never get it out because we not really know where the anger come from and how to deal with it. So the Tao said, first thing, you smile, you have the people image in front of you, and you separate the anger out. If you don't separate the anger out, the angry multiply and multiply and multiply, and there's so much anger, and one day you have to expose. When you're exploding, that's why we, out of the anger and the explosion, we make so many weapons in order to blow other people into pieces.
So, yeah, so what's happening is the anger on the inside manifests on the outside on a practical level.
But as the Einstein said, E equal mc squared, and energy, you cannot destroy them, only transform them. So now the Tao said, look, Mother Earth, and we come in, look a very simple thing. The garbage, organic garbage, if you put down to Mother Earth, you cover them, it turns into compost. So we saw garbage into gold. So we can transform the garbage into good fertilized soil. The same thing that energy can transform. If you understand the alchemy part. So from material, I change to immaterial. So now from immaterial, I change to another energy. Okay. So when I feel the angry, I let go first. There are few levels. You smile, you're sending love, joy, happy, from the heart. So you always have to start from the heart first. You multiply, you open your heart, receive more love and joy and happiness from the universe. We call the unconditional love, universal love, grace of the universe. In the Tao said, the supreme creator or the source, the Tao, they hold this one. If you ask for, and the heart can multiply. This is the job of the heart. Take in, multiply a lot. Now you have a lot. So the first thing is that you have to use this energy we call a good, a friendly microorganism, a starter. So when you have a lot angry, you send love, joy, happy, wrap around the liver and change the angry into love, into kindness, into generosity. That's the first step. It's very simple. Have more love, multiply, and send, and love is composed all this negative energy into positive energy.
So really what we're talking about, when we have sickness in the body, it's usually emotions
Cause
stagnant.
Sickness. Yes. Emotional cause sickness.
Emotions cause the sickness because the emotions are not moving, they're not flowing, is that right? Is it as simple as that? Can it not also be hereditary in the genes or dietary related?
The whole thing is that if we think simple, it works simple. So a lot of things that the Taoism, so many thousand years, make the body of the human and how we transform. It's a natural way we transform. So we look at anger. If I sending good energy to transform it, it changes to good energy. And also, the Tao practice always like to connecting with the earth. So when you have a lot of anger, you send it down to the Mother Earth, and the Mother Earth will compose it or recycling it, and it give us back good energy to back to us. So that is very, very important. So the Tao said, don't dump into the space. In the space, it cannot transform. It's only accumulate.
It's got to go down, back
go
to the
down.
earth.
So if you sit, relax, let go, forgive, forget, let go to Mother Earth, let Mother Earth transform it. If people started to understand all this, we not dump into the space, God never forgive our sin.
Okay.
And human cannot transform. We have to transform it. We have to go to the Mother Earth. So in the Tao said, the heaven or the Father give us the blessing, but the Mother Earth give us the health, the healing, the wealth, and longevity. This is Mother Earth gift, so we have to go to the right channel to get it.
Okay.
So negative can transform to the earth.
Okay. So something that I also want to talk to you about is that on Conscious TV, there's a lot of people watching that are interested in self-realization, in freeing themselves, which would include, obviously, the freeing themselves from the effects of the emotions, but also freeing themselves to find out who they truly are.
Yes.
Does your energy work somehow connect in with that?
Yes. The first thing you have to find out your emotional and clean them out. So now when you go to that way, in the Tao practice, in my Tao practice in China divided into 10 different branches. My branches called a practical Tao, means you're just practicing it. You don't involve with all the belief system, all the thing. So the first thing in the Tao said, number one, that we are coming when a soul and spirit is collecting in one place. And the soul and spirit is like a child. They remain there. So if they don't have a chance to take a physical, why they need to take a physical? Because the physical can producing energy to feed the soul. So this soul and spirit, like a child, they need a physical in order to producing energy to feed them. Otherwise, they can remain like a child for million and billion years, and they never grow up. And they remain like that. So when the spirit coming to us, take the physical, and the whole important part is we have to feed them. And what is the one to feed them is the chi, the energy. You cannot feed a baby with a piece of steak. They cannot grow. You have to transform them to be a baby food to feed them first. And that is the physical able to producing chi to feed the soul and spirit. So if people come to this world and they don't know anything about their soul and spirit, they eat, they drink, they drunk, and they sex, and taking drugs, and drain out all the energy, and they die. So the soul and spirit still remain like a child, and no energy.
They're not matured at all.
Yeah, not matured at all. So when they die, the soul spirit just scatter. So that's why we just have a Halloween day. Halloween, because what we give it to the ghosts, we give them a candy. Okay, so the candy who you give to a child to give the candy. So those ghosts is wandering ghosts because they have no purpose, they have no knowledge, and hungry ghosts because nobody producing the chi for them anymore, and it's a lost soul because they get lost. Because they are a child, you put a child in the jungle, they get lost.
So this chi, this is the key, isn't it?
The chi is the link between the physical and the soul.
Yeah.
So all the spiritual work in the Tao, you must get your chi enough to feed the soul and spirit. And the knowledge and wisdom is not a college or not an Oxford knowledge, but from the star, from the planet, from all these places, they store a certain of knowledge and wisdom, and you can download them. When you need to connect, you download them down.
So for people watching, and indeed
Yes.
for me, so I'll personalize it. How do I feel my chi now?
Okay, very simple. Now, everybody has chi, but
Okay.
we never go inwardly and focus on it. You go outside, you feel sun.
Yes.
But if you get a magnificent glass, you condense them into one dot. It becomes fire and they burn. Now, the same chi running everywhere. You have less chi or you have more chi, how you run your life. Now, the first thing, everybody has chi. So you focus, so we say mind, eye, heart. So you train the focusing. And so you train your mind and the eye and the heart down to focus one area. So this area we want to be.
Can you do something with me now where I can feel my chi now? Or
Yes.
Is it okay?
So if you're focusing down
So
into your navel,
I close my eyes.
close your eyes.
Focusing down on my navel.
The first thing you lower it first. Lower up your monkey mind down into your heart.
I lower my what?
Monkey mind.
Monkey mind.
Monkey mind. Yes, that's
My
how we
active
have-
mind.
The active mind.
I'm lowering my mind into my heart.
And the first thing, and your eye also turn inwardly and looking into your heart. So you know your location, hold the heart. The next thing, you have to stop this active mind by feeling something.
Well, at the moment, my mind's fairly quiet.
Yeah.
And
so
I'm
you
looking
feel
at
the
my
heart. So when you
Yes.
feel your heart,
Yeah.
love, joy.
So I feel joy, love in my heart.
Right. So when you
Okay.
feel it, your mind feel good. You want to stay. So that's the
Okay.
first thing. So you feel, when you feel love, feel joy, we call loving chi, happy chi. That is chi already. Okay. When you feel loving chi, happy chi, joy chi.
So it's a feeling of goodness.
Goodness inside.
I
That
can
is the
feel that.
energy.
Okay.
So
okay.
now the next thing, you gathering them together.
Yeah.
With the mind. So you get your mind power, you creating a chi ball. It's like a basketball or a football. So you have chi go in, but chi don't get out. Otherwise, chi come and chi go.
So I'm in my heart, and I'm feeling a ball in my heart. Is
Yeah,
that
you're
correct?
gathering the chi, and you condense the chi. So all your happiness, all your chi are very condensed.
Okay.
And when it condense enough, it become like a fire. So it become, you have chi.
So it gets more intense.
More intense, and you
Okay.
feel very intense that I have so much loving fire, compassion fire. Now you lower them down into the dantian because
Into
the navel.
Navel, yeah.
Because the navel, inside the navel, below a little bit, there are places. It's a generate, if we call it store the original energy. The energy when you're born,
So it's like the energy
in
bank is
heritage.
down here.
Yeah,
then.
pack it there. And you
Okay.
can store energy. So you touch there,
Yeah.
and you lower the loving fire, compassion fire, and you started to focus right in there. And when you, now, you're also creating another chi ball. So you give a command, chi go in, don't get out. So you creating chi ball, inhale, chi come in, condense, and stay, and don't get out. So we call chi, you ask the chi, stay with me, stay.
So you speak to the chi. and
You
ask
speak the chi, stay with me.
Okay.
And you condense the chi.
Okay.
Hey, stay.
Okay.
And you start to feel chi. Now when you feel chi, you spin. You spin. Your
So
mind, your eye, you spin, and you start to,
So when you say spin, you mean go
moving
round.
forward,
Moving forward.
forward.
Yeah.
So you keep on spinning.
Yeah.
Inhale, exhale, spin. Inhale, exhale, spin. And you started to feel, oh, I feel something warm. And suddenly you feel your hand warm also. And
Okay.
suddenly you feel your head gonna get warm. And you get your feet warm. Because you condense chi, and the chi started to collect more chi.
Yes.
So the more chi come in, and you have more chi now. So the chi beginning the link between the soul and the spirit. And the same chi will started to go up higher and connecting to the source. We call the creator, the power.
Yes.
They are power source. Because we are we already wiring a button. So you have original force connecting to the primordial force. And your heart also have a press button, it's born with it. Boom, you're connecting to Father Heaven. By that, directly connect. You don't have to do anything, you're born with it. But we don't know it. In olden time, we have to go to priests to pray for us. But in the Taoist discover many thousand years, you don't need anybody. When Jesus came and said, you don't need any priest anymore. If you call under my name, you can connecting direct to Father Heaven.
Okay. How is it with you these days, after all these years of practice? Do you find pretty automatically you're putting the chi energy down, or do you still work to do that?
Yes. I mean, the first thing is connect. That's all.
Connect,
the first thing is connect. Like internet. When I travel, it's very interesting.
So you're plugging your computer and you're plugging your chi
now
in
we
as
have
well.
wireless. We have wireless.
You have wireless chi.
So everything is wireless. Now chi is wireless.
Yeah.
So when I go in and there's internet, wireless, I'm very happy. And you turn on and it connect, boom, you know, oh, I get it. Now what you want, download. You have to know exactly the address that you want, the question that you want to ask, the thing you want it, you type in, and if you connect, you download.
And you're personally still doing the same thing?
Yes.
Or it's not happening automatically?
That means it's oftentimes it comes by itself.
Yes.
That means if I meditate, and suddenly so much information come in, and I have to choose. Sometimes you have to choose, you cannot. Sometimes it's too much and something you don't want, so you say, okay, I don't want this. I don't want this. Yeah. And I know exactly what I want. Yeah. And I pick it up. It's like you download, you're not going to download everything, you have too much, you cannot. You have to weave out you don't like, you don't want. Like when you download, you ask a question, it gives you a tons of, like Google. But up there is, I don't know, you can search anything in this world for Google. Yeah. But up there, when you're connecting it, I don't know how many 100 million times bigger than Google, because the knowledge is so big and vast up there. All you have to do is connect first.
Okay.
So you have to feel you connect.
Okay. Just we only have a few minutes left. Just briefly, in one of the books, I haven't read the book, but I read in some research I did before this program that iron shirt has to do with immortality. Is that correct?
It's part of the practice.
Right.
It's part of the practice. The iron shirt is like this. If you say a tire or a ball, okay? When you get a flat tire, you cannot run your car. So what in the tire is the chi, or we call air, and the pressure of the air. So you pump the air in, and you have to mechanical that you pump the air in, it don't get out. Okay. Right. So under Qigong very simple. We have cavity. We have abdominal cavity. We have the pelvic cavity. We have many empty space. And normally we have one bar of pressure. So our body have to creating some chi to protecting this pressure. If you go down to the water, 2 bar or 3 bar, you have more pressure, and the chi, or we call nitrogen, have more compression. So you train. So very simple. You inhale 21% oxygen, 79% nitrogen. Okay, nitrogen can stay in the body. Oxygen and CO2 have to get out.
Yeah.
Now, so I think that is coordinating with the chi. So we inhale, and your mind power say, I'm going to pack the chi in the empty space. Like you get an egg, you throw on the floor, it break, right? If you put a balloon and put the egg in and blow them out, you throw it, it might break. But if you put another bigger balloon, blow the air and put the egg in, now you can kick the ball that have egg in, it not break. And that is how I enjoy Qigong. So I inhale, I pack, I condense the chi, I get the chi pressure, and it expanding and blow the chi for me, and I can protect my organs. And you have many layers of fascia that you can store chi in the fascia layer. And later on, every organ have fascia wrapped around the organs. So all you have to do is pack the chi in, and it started to have qi around the organs, and you have empty space, you put the qi there, but you have to train that qi go in, not get out. That's the first thing. So you pack in like a football, you pump the air in, and you take it out, the air all get out. You have nothing to practice. Okay. So you pack the qi in, and you started to feel a qi pressure expand, and it's protecting you, and you have more qi moving, and now we know that nitrogen can protecting organs. Like when you have the organ transplant and you're going to send somewhere, you have to put them into nitrogen. And now we know that blood, if you want to keep the blood very, very long, you have to put nitrogen into it. So that may be connecting with the qi that the Tao also discovered that to order to pack this organ and protect the organ. And they call Anji Qigong. And later on, when you go into the higher level, when you want to be living in your body, now it proves that nitrogen, if you pack enough, it protects your organ and protect your body.
Okay. And what age are you intending to live to?
I think we can live up to 120 very easy.
Really?
Yes.
So even in the West, 120 years old?
If you learn enough, it go into a sexual energy part, because sexual energy, if you learn how to conserve the sexual energy and multiply them and transform them. Sexual organ is material, sperm is material. If you know how to transform the sexual organ, the sperm and eggs into qi, you have abundant qi and you live very long with good and healthy qi. And that's what
we're going to have to finish there. You've given a lot of tasters, which I really appreciate. And I think for people that have been watching, if they're interested, lots of things to follow up here. I know for myself there is. So thanks very much for coming in to talk to us on Conscious TV, Mantak. Appreciate that. I'm just going to show some of your books again, some of your 40 books that you've written. Anshe Qigong, Qi Na Sheng, The Multi-Orgasmic Man, Transform Stress into Vitality, and The Inner Structure of Tai Chi. Thank you again, Mantak.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching Conscious TV, and I hope we see you again soon. Goodbye.